This is your crypto daily news. It's the 28th of Jan. Let's dive straight in. First up, huge amount of money was wiped off from the actual US stock market, which of course will bring down crypto. This was on the 27th and it was nasty, mostly around AI. Now, Deepseek, this is a competitor. I covered it briefly in a video yesterday, but that wasn't like a proper video I would normally do. The R1, it's a new OpenAI kind of competitor. It's very impressive per Sam Altman, and essentially it's a whole lot cheaper. This thread goes over it. I haven't done a huge amount of research into it, but suffice to say, it is actually major news. It's very, very big news. Basically, OpenAI and whatnot, they spent 100 million on compute, and these guys are rocked up with 5 million. Training costs, 5 million. GPUs needed 100,000 down to 2,000. API costs 95% cheaper. So it also says can run on gaming GPUs instead of data center hardware, because otherwise these GPUs cost $40,000 per GPU. So we'll have to wait and see how it is. I've heard some reports that you can't go and sign up unless you have like just a Chinese mobile phone number. However, I haven't actually tried it myself. I have a feeling there's going to be a whole lot of FUD. There's also plenty of potential that this data is all going to be taken and then go to the Chinese authorities or whatever. So maybe it's subsidized by Chinese CCP. Who really knows? Essentially, AI is winning over with the amount of investment into it in China right now. Bitcoin news though, because that's why we're here. BTC has been, a lot of it's been acquired by MicroStrategy for 1.1 billion at this price of $105,000, which is nutty. Also Metaplanet, they're this Tokyo listed company. They've announced to go and buy $745 million worth. You know, one big one starts and then another and then another. And even if these are just smaller, all of a sudden these employees start to realize that Bitcoin has a huge amount of upside and they go into it. Then their sons and daughters and whatnot and grandkids, they start to degen into things that are a little bit different. Tuttle Capital, never heard of them, but they submitted applications for 10 leveraged cryptocurrency ETFs, which is kind of interesting. Haven't seen it done as ETF before like this, but they probably exist. And Abstract Chain is now live. We'll do a video on this. Maybe it comes out tomorrow because it's just very, very new. And I think it's worth getting amongst, to be perfectly honest. You can bridge there via Jumper or dBridge. dBridge supports it as well. If you want to find out about the mainnet, of course, position yourself for an upcoming airdrop. It's not going to be an easy thing to Sybil, so I wouldn't really worry about that. And there's a lot of stuff over there that's probably not that great, but a lot of stuff will come. You can use Google to sign up, which makes it far easier for normies. And there's badges. You can connect and collect these badges, and that gives you more and more XP. I'm even going to potentially be streaming over there. I'm going to work out things in such a way that a lot more streaming can take place. Jupe has become the biggest 24-hour gainer among the top 100 tokens by market cap, and I did very, very well with just DLMing it. I put that out as a tweet and didn't put it into all the channels due to busyness. I apologize, but DLMing, I'm going to talk about a whole lot more. If you're not interested, please just try and see this point of view that it's very worthwhile. $156 million in shorts wiped out as crypto market sees a bump up, it bumps up, and off we go. Just be very, very mindful with leverage. Backpack, the public beta is here. You can trade futures over there, compete for 5 million Sonic. I'm not sure how much that is actually worth. I think this might be available in Europe right now. I was kind of more aligned with Cube Exchange, but they haven't managed to ship as fast, and some pairs just don't have that kind of liquidity. So Backpack may be something you may want to check out. I'll see if I can sign up and see if there's a referral. Good job to them. Now, this little report here, referenced by Joe, is basically talking about centralization risk regarding Jupiter. Now, it's absolutely insane. One thing you have to keep in mind is not everyone's going to win in crypto. And if I was going to do this behind a private community or something, I would say true thoughts, but it's public and I'm not going to say everything. But sometimes you bet on people winning and you think they've got product market fit and you put a bet on them and you just do it really because you want them to succeed. That's not necessarily going to work. On this occasion, they referenced someone that's building something called Titan. Here it is here. And I haven't actually tried it out or anything. Let's see if we can do it. It is going to be hard. Well, not like whitelisted. It's going to be hard to compete with Jupiter when you've been working every day since 2021 and you want to come over. Maybe you want to find product market fit in a new area. Mr. Shift has this viewpoint. Basically, like if you want to bet on a real community, bet on Jupe. I'm betting on Jupe. Very, very bullish on Jupe. I've mentioned that for a whole amount of time. It's gone up and down, up and down. If you factor in the ASR, active staking rewards, you've done well though. But 1,600 people showed up to Istanbul. They're expecting 400. This was absolutely amazing. I will be covering JupeNet in a different video. It's a massive challenge. Overall, exceptionally bullish. It doesn't actually take away from Solana. Solana will still be absolutely massive. This just makes it easier for people to work in the space. They also have jupe.com. Fantastic branding. I'm not a fan of .ag. I'm not a fan of anybody. I do have connections to people in this space that are exceptionally knowledgeable when it comes to branding and whatnot. This is why I'm sebmonty.link. Don't go with something like yourbrandname.so or AG or whatever. People don't understand what it is. Most people in the world don't understand what aggregate or aggregator means. So it's an important word to understand, of course, but dupe.com, fantastic decision. Next, of course, would be to go with Meteora.com. They need to get that. Dupe.ag at present, they've got two options, just so you're aware now. If you do a swap via Ultra settings, you do pay a fee. It's 0.05% unless it's, if it's like a simple swap like this, okay, that's free. But if we went to something like Pingu, it will be 0.1, which is still a minimal fee. If you don't want to pay that fee, you can put on manual, and manual is free. Pudgy Penguins, the price has gone down hugely. Let's just give it a quick refresh and see if it's gone down anymore. No, I don't know why this has happened. I've got a little bit of speculation. We'll go over that in a second, but very bullish on Pingu, like very, very bullish. They've shipped abstract, right? All these layer ones have been talking about things like Monad and whatnot. They haven't shipped. Of course, they're probably taking on a bigger task, but they've shipped abstract. It's not going to be the most decentralized. It's not going to have the most amount of apps. It's a little bit meh in some ways at present, but I'm going to put in a whole lot of effort to understand and learn it because I do think it has huge product market fit. I think people they also have the ability to reward creators, creator economy. Most people don't get this. I make all my content and it's, people find it valuable, and thanks to those at Cat Symbol that said it's valuable, but it's a huge amount of effort. And the creator economy is like, when there's good creators out there, they can pump things up. And I'm not a good creator in the TikTok sense, but Pingu and whatnot, I'm confident it'll do well. Not financial advice. One reason why maybe it's kind of gone down is Anime Coin, this is the coin from, it's just gone blank on it. From another NFT, Azuki. They've launched this token here very, very recently, of course. 1 month ago, you can see it just released here on the 24th. Came at a higher market cap, dropped down quite significantly. And maybe people kind of pricing in, well, if an NFT creates a meme coin, blah, it doesn't have product market fit. Because look, these guys, they didn't do really well as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I've gone and bought it. I don't actually know the true reason why it's dumping. I've had a quick look in Kato. It's not properly right there in terms of the tokens that have been talked about, like NFT Mindshare. I think where is Little Pudgy's down here. They're suffering a little bit there. Token Mindshare has dropped down. Abstract's down here. Pingu's down here. So it's not as woohoo. But in general, they're still doing well. They're still there in the top kind of 20. Had a quick flick via Masari. Do like Masari a lot. But nothing specific here. Also had a little look at Pingu dump on Twitter. And I just feel that maybe people are expecting to just be rewarded with abstract right now. The rewards, I think, will come. This Dupe and abstract, or Dupe and Pingu, these guys can build communities. I don't even have a Pudgy Penguin until Luca will eventually see my content and give me one. But until that point, just keep in mind, the floor price has just tanked, which is fine. It's tanked significantly. And that kind of brings down things in general. And people are probably expecting to have a whole lot of Pingu and then be rewarded with an abstract. But that's a little bit naive if that was the case. Either way, this is all-time low. I've gone and bought some. Next bit of news. This is just throwing it out here. Crypto and AI company coming to Solana will likely break the internet. Would be surprised if not traded at 10 billion, given the talent involved. We have no information on this. I don't think they're going to give me anything, but if you are, I will happily ping. Either way, I'm going to try and find what we can with this. They also says they're running back Hyperliquid, so self-funded and no insider allocation, straight to public. I'm super keen. Follow this man. And Sphere, I do use from time to time. It's more US based. I could probably use it for Europe as well, though. Legitimately a fantastic off-ramping solution. So if you're using Coinbase all the time, they've had their opportunity. They could have built stuff well in the bear market. They didn't. They've faded Solana insanely. I think try out Sphere, Kraken, Bybit, etc. Back to Pingu. Now this what I'm using right now, this is not the best indicator because it's a meme coin. It doesn't have this huge amount of data like what you can with Sol, BTC ETH. So I'm being a little bit cheeky here, and I'm not the world's best TA person. But I have been trained in certain areas, and I am going to tell you a bit of a thesis. We've gone over this before. If you haven't seen it, I've got another video on talking about setting up a trading view and whatnot. Typically, you'd buy here, you'd sell here, you'd short here, like this. It works pretty well. So we have just started a bit of a downward trend. The issue is we're not quite at the lowest point of our RSI. Like RSI came down to like 27, 8th of Jan and whatnot. Ideally, you would sell around this part because it's a high in the market. You would buy back a hair and then you'd sell as it kind of creeps up. However, this is a bit of a downward chart, so it doesn't really work. But the RSI is low, so I am actually accumulating more. One way that you can do it is you can use Meteora. I'm going to talk about Meteora all the time because this is your best way to make a whole lot of bank. I know I have a 10K to 100K challenge. I need to put more attention on that. That's probably going to pivot largely into Meteora. I would like something that just goes buy, sell, take profits, but it hasn't worked out. It's still up, of course, but the market, this is just a different cycle. So you can go to like Pingu USDC. I have some Pingu. You can copy trade me if you want by visually watching what I'm doing, but I'm just teaching you. This is an educational tutorial. Go with a pool like this. Don't worry about this 23%. That would be not the case right now. Add a position. I've got some Pingu. I'm going to add it like this. Maybe not all of it. Maybe something like 4,000. It's not very much. Going to go to bid ask, and I'm going to sell at a higher price. So if it pumps up, maybe it's going to pump up like 40%, and I'm just going to leave it sitting there. So we're going to leave it sitting there for now. You could, of course, go, well, maybe I want to let it pump up 15% or 12%. Of course, you can use limit orders. But it is this way you're generating fees, you are adding to liquidity, which is very, very valuable. And if it kind of goes up and goes down, if you leave it there for a long enough period of time, you do pretty well. So I'm going to have it thinking, well, it's going to go up for 25% and I'll sell it. I'm going to accumulate more regardless. I would like a whole lot. Add in that position, perfect. Now, another option we can do, don't have a lot of Sol in this wallet, so we will quickly just jump into our Solflare wallet and go and grab just a little bit. I don't have a whole lot, but maybe another like $15. I use Solflare. This is my preferred wallet. Just a big fan of it. Okay, so we've got this position here. It's only going to start selling as the price rises. And if the price goes down, it will still sit there until the price comes back. If the price comes back, of which I do believe. Going to do this fast now. All right, bid ask. If you want to buy more at a lower price, 45 USDC. And if the price goes down, you start to buy it. So maybe you think, well, maybe it can go down another 20%. So you'll buy a little bit here. And as the price goes lower, you buy more and more and more. Of course, once it gets down there, it will start, if it bounces up again, it will start trading again. You'll lose the USDC. Sorry, you'll lose the Pingu, which you would have got. And you'll be back with USDC and you only have trading fees. So what you want to do is as it comes down there, you would go ahead and you would withdraw just the Pingu and then you'd set it up in that ask system. We'll cover this a whole lot more. And then the final thing we could do, I added all the liquidity there, but we could just add it to a spot position here and USDC just to kind of get some of those trading fees. I have no USDC left in this wallet, but that's how you do it. If you want to do it like this, I have a Meteora video on it. Very bullish on Meteora. Don't fade Meteora. Now we can do similar things with Bitcoin, Sol, and ETH, but I'm just going to show a few things with these. So just kind of looking at live, obviously long, not necessarily short, but just kind of keep in mind that you could be expecting a price to kind of come on right down a little bit. The RSI kind of came down. So at this point, around here, this is when you would have bought for sure because it's come down and touched into this band. It's gone red very, very aggressively and then kind of comes up again. RSI has improved. Nothing super, super clear for me on what's going to happen here. So nothing to do with Bitcoin for me. ETH is still not getting a whole lot of attention, like good attention on crypto Twitter. It's being talked about, but not like in a bullish way. We can see once again, well, this is a bit strange. Okay, so it peaked around here, RSI, peaked here, and then it came on down. Bit of a buy signal, came on down even further. Really, really vicious. This is a great indicator to use. Please use this one. So it started to come on down. They can reverse around pretty quickly. It looks like it's leveling up. And at that point, if it starts to go green, you may want to buy some spot and sell in the ETH DLMM or just kind of long it or whatever. Here, nothing super visual for me right at this stage. Nothing yet. Like coming down to into this ribbon area, this would have been a good time to buy for sure. And it's already kind of picked up like 4%. ETH is not going to make these crazy, crazy moves of like 20%. Sol, one of my researchers put these on from previous, so I won't delete them, but I'm unsure exactly what the reference is. I've also added the MACD, which is probably not an indicator you'd necessarily use on 2 hour, but I'm just adding it just to see how it kind of works. Obviously, long, short. If you wanted to short, you would be shorting at this point or this high. And we've kind of come on down and we're moving up again. Our RSI has come on down, but it hasn't bounced too strong. We are green down here, as we can see, but we're kind of losing a little bit of the volume. So it could come down a little bit further, and then ideally we start to see a bounce up. There is one big exception to all this, and that is the FOMC meeting comes out, and that's fundamental news, not just TA news. And that comes out later tomorrow, like 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And when it comes out, if it has bullish news, like we're going to do rate cuts or something like that, then crypto like this. If it's bearish, crypto like that. I think it's going to be bullish because Trump wants the attention on the US, like we want attention on Pingu and BONK and Sol or ETH or whatever it is you love. Sui, similar thing applies. Like if everyone's speaking about the US, everyone wants to go and do business in the US. They want that kind of vibe. So just keep in mind that even at these levels, I'm happy to accumulate, even if it comes on down further, because I am quite sure that we're going to see a pump up with some positive news, but it's not financial advice. And I did pretty well with Dupe and Sol. You really cannot fade it. This is just one wallet. Get amongst it. Please, please, please. A couple of small things just to keep in mind. Cast card, I use it every time. I do have a code, SebMonty. Link will be below. This was fantastic in Turkey, just tapping whenever I need to do stuff. And it's just perfect for in real life. They have a point system. You accumulate the points. It will equate to a token in the future. Really, really bullish. Get amongst that. Pulse as well. If you're into fitness and stuff, go and pre-order one of these. I think this is going to definitely reward you far more than $300. I have a referral for this as well. They'll be shipping, I believe, in March. You can see they're backed by some Tristan, Anatoly, Santiago. Kind of bullish on them. Bullish on anything that gets you more productive, to be perfectly honest. Last thing, Solflare wallet. It is my wallet of choice. You can use whatever. I'm not going to be die hard on it, but give it a go. And if you have particular NFTs, you're going to get free spin opportunities to try and win a Rolex, or you can go and buy a ticket. So this is starting tomorrow, January 29th. I'll show you how to do it tomorrow. But in the meantime, go take a private key or whatever, import it into Solflare if you are on Phantom, and get amongst it. That's all for today. Thanks for joining. Catch you in the next video. Whoa. Yeah.